One. Hey everybody, we're back for another episode of Up Your Experience podcast. We're at episode 29. We have almost made it to 30. Today we have Boss with us as a co-host, and we have a special guest this week. We have Liani.
Joe Biden.
Oh my god, here we go.
Hello, it's me.
This man has been saying this all day.
All day. And I haven't even seen him all day. I've just been around here a little bit, and I've heard it like, I don't know, 300 times in the past 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I messed up.
That's when you knew Joe Biden.
Oh my god, dude. You know what? I have it written down this week. I'm not going to mess up the episode name. It's going to be Fazoli'd. Liani, do you want to explain what being Fazoli'd is?
Yes, so we were playing, me and Blaze were playing casuals, duos at the time, and in the game before that we were playing, I was in solo, and I assume I think you were in support, Blaze?
Who knows, dude?
And what happened was that we queued against Gagdol, which is a friend of ours, who was playing on one of his main characters in jungle, which is also his main role, which is Set. And he had this friend who was playing Mulan solo. We were playing some casuals, and it was very. I was playing Chronos solo. I remember now, and we were playing super well. I think you were playing ADC because I remember we had a Sylvanas support who refused to do anything supportish, and he was also building full damage, so we were bound to lose. But we kind of pulled it off. We were winning because we were playing around solo and around like everything but duo, as bad as it sounds. And from there we won. Then we teamed up with Gagdol and his friend, and then we queued up some casuals, and we were basically not even giving any, like, we weren't caring about the game, and therefore we were getting stomped. And I said as a joke, "Hey guys, we lost. We got Fazoli'd," and Gagdol asked, "What is a Fazoli's?" And then me and Blaze both respond at the same time saying, "It's a shitty restaurant place."
Oh my god, dude.
It's a shitty Italian place. And then I don't know if I can say this, but like it was on stream.
Oh yeah, dude, I cussed on stream. It straight up
that
made
was
me
a-
like my filter didn't kick in because that's how bad Fazoli's is.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying not to curse or swear a lot in this podcast because I don't care, but like this is the only time we're gonna say that. So like,
Oh yeah, it's all
we
good, dude.
said that, and like, I then asked Blaze like, "Hey, you know that you're on stream, right?" He's like, "I am." God, he recreated it like 100%, and like we were all laughing. Funny enough, cool story about that. Wanna know what happened? Hold on. So, around 6 days ago, which is last Wednesday, Gagdol sent me a DM on Discord of a picture of some food, right?
Oh no.
He then
This can
told
only
me,
go one way.
he told me, guess where I got it from? Last time he sent me a picture of his food, it was on HEB, and then he said, "No, at fucking Fazoli's."
Yes, dude.
He said, "I didn't get
What a
this, it
mad
was
lad.
given to me, aka free food."
Dude, I'm sorry.
You can't complain when you're a broke-ass college student.
I mean, that's so true, and like I don't usually deny free food. I had a student try to convince
He did
me
said, go ahead.
so I had a student try to convince me that oatmeal raisin cookies are the best cookies. Okay, yeah, exactly my response. I was like, "You're out of your mind." He brought me one today and set it on my desk. So like, obviously, I'm gonna try it because I don't want to be rude.
And then you're gonna spit in his mouth.
Absolutely disgusting. Okay, like I ate it, and like the oatmeal part, fine. The oatmeal raisin part,
The
not
raisin,
no.
Yeah.
And, like, I ate the whole cookie, right? Absolutely
Uh-huh.
disgusting. And then I
what a
chugged
champ.
like almost 24 ounces of water to try to be able to like not have dry mouth.
Yeah.
And the kid goes, "Man, I really need some water." I was like, "There's no shot you're telling me these are the best cookies." He's like, "Yeah, they're better than chocolate chip. They're better than this. They're better." I was like, "No,
Get out, get
No.
out.
No. Get
No.
out.
No.
I said,
Leave
I
the
said,
premises.
Banned.
I said, there's only like one type of cookie that's worse than this. And it's the sugar cookies that are burned at the bottom, and you don't know it until you bite into the sugar cookie, and like you almost lose a tooth because the thing's a rock.
Oh.
No, dude. I actually had some of those today.
And then
They were like
uh,
they were fine. Like once you got past the bottom, they were like fine. But it was like the crunch. It's like
Oh, dude, it's
so
so
hard
bad.
to bite into it. It's like ah.
the funny thing is, back to the Fazoli thing on Gagdal, he then joined a voice channel and then he told me that the lemonade was just bagged lemonade.
Yeah, dude.
What?
And I'm like, what? He's like, you never been to a Fazoli's? And my response was, I don't need to go to a Fazoli's to tell you how bad it is.
Oh
Like,
no.
I do not need to tell you how bad a Fazoli's is.
Yeah, dude.
And afterwards, but yeah, going back on the cookie thing, so I normally go to a place called Nestle Toll House whenever I go to the US, which is a very good cookie place.
Yeah.
I've heard
And
that those are really
they sell very good cookies, and there's one shake, I think it's a milkshake or some stuff, where they give you the ice cream, you choose the ice cream, and then they also mix it in with cookies.
Yeah, I'm about that life. You know
So,
what?
like,
You know what type of
they-
cookie you don't get with that? An oatmeal raisin
The ra-
cookie. That's
yeah,
disgusting.
so
Can
Yeah.
you imagine
when I
slurping
tried-
up a raisin? Oh god, dude.
Like-
Oh, dude, it's so bad. There's no shot that that's good.
yes, raisins.
Give me those dehydrated grapes, dude.
Give me the hydration. Give me the
Speaking
sunny
of,
water
like-
bottle in fruits.
Oh,
I guess like
God.
pastry shops. There's this one area, like I don't really know if it's local to Arizona, but it's called Bosa Donuts,
Mm-hmm.
and they're actually like so good. Like they're the best donuts I've ever had.
I
Literally
luckily, weird enough, I don't really eat as much donuts.
Dude,
I mean,
love
neither do
donuts.
I. Like I definitely like cookies are definitely like more preferred,
Mm-hmm.
but like a good donut is like good now and then.
I
No.
just eat from
donuts
Krispy
are pretty
Kreme.
good. No, oh god.
It's the only
What?
good thing here. We don't have Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I was just say I'm not gonna even.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna blame you for it because like I know. But
I live
oh,
in. By the way, for those who are hearing, hi, I'm Liani. I'm from Mexico and currently live in Mexico. So I don't get as much stuff as you guys have in the US or anywhere else because we're not privileged.
dude.
Anyways,
Krispy
Anyway.
Kreme's like the donuts they get for us at work, and they're like, "Oh, we got you guys donuts," and I'm like,
And
"Oh,
there's
great."
Krispy Kreme,
And then
you're
like 2 weeks ago, they told us they got donuts, and they were actually Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, "Yo,
Yo.
today's the day."
Wait,
they
did
s-
they have like the donut holes?
Dunkachino?
Nah. But like but here's the deal, boss. It doesn't matter because they spent the extra $1 that day to get the donuts, and that's what mattered.
See, you guys got donuts from Dunkachino himself, dude.
Yeah, dude. All right. As much as we're a pastry and baking podcast, we should probably talk about some video games, dude.
So video games. Who wants to hear
Yo.
about video games?
Yo,
Any
dude.
gamers, dude?
Any gamers in the chat?
I'm not.
Boss, how are your games this week, dude? Did you get Fazoli this week?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Uh-huh.
hear me out, right? Like this game actually like just happened like an hour ago. I was
sick.
playing Realm Royale solos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm popping off. I ended the game with 10 kills. I go to Forge and like Outpost, and I kill someone who was trying to run up on me. I'm pretty sure it was a bot, but anyways. This assassin comes running up on me, so like I jump away because I need to heal. And I'm hiding behind like a wall. And this guy soars over the wall. Like frame one cancels the soar and headshots me with a sniper. He didn't even have time to zoom in.
You know what
And
we
just
call
like
Whoa.
immediately chickens me, and then like reloads his sniper and like finishes me off.
and then
and I'm
misses and then reloads a sniper. And
No. He hit
He
every
gamed you.
shot.
That's
And
insane, dude.
so I spectated him the rest of the match, and he didn't miss a single shot. And I'm like, wow, dude, I gotta love being killed by aimbotters. That's awesome.
Was
Yeah,
he
that's
an
really
aimbotter or was he actually a good player?
Or
No,
he's
he
a-
definitely was. He was looking at people through the map.
Oh, that's
Oh.
sick, dude.
Yeah.
So he just wasn't cracked, is what you're saying.
No, he wasn't. Cracked.
Unfortunate.
Or maybe he was stream sniping all of you guys.
Ah, yes, stream sniping every bot in the match. Of
Yes.
Yeah,
course.
dude.
Maybe he was a bot.
He was. He
There's
may
no
as well
shot,
be.
dude.
He may
Bots
as well
don't use
be.
movement abilities.
There's just like one like super hardcore bot in every game, and like we don't know. It just has like the hyper intelligence,
Oh
and it
my
just takes out
God.
everybody else. Dude, that'd be sick.
That would be
Yeah.
wild, yeah.
It's like the Discordia bot in Smite.
Dude, no, old Chiron bot used to not
Oh.
miss. Chiron bot, and the only reason they changed
True.
it, they actually did it in an update show, is because Bot G botted up to Pon Pon. Or
Really?
Clumsy. Yeah, like I don't know which it was. I don't remember if it was Pon Pon or Clumsy. But like they're like, yeah, have you ever seen the Chiron bot? He's like, nah, what's up with it? And they're like, it doesn't miss. And he's like, wait, what? And like they're like, yeah, dude, like if you put that bot in, like it just wrecks the enemy team, like the
Yo,
opposing
honestly,
team.
dude, screw subs for the SPL. Just have an old Chiron bot in there, dude.
Dude, like
Easy
no joke,
clap.
dude. Like it's insane. Insane. In fact, we're not gonna go over like SCC because I don't think anybody watched it except for me. But like, if you didn't watch SCC this past week and you want to see some like really interesting picks in games, most games went 3 games, or most sets went 3 games, and they were nuts. Like Scotty jungle, Wukong mid, Chalk mid, like all
Wait,
sorts of
what?
just all sorts of really
Huh?
gamer picks. Yeah.
The chalk
Wild.
mid is literally a pick that my good friend Teach did. Like he will do in the day. He will always go. He always, if he had the chance to play chalk mid in casuals, he will play it like on
Yeah.
like no 100% will always do it. Same for like me when I play UpUrXP. Like if I can get away with an UpUrXP solo, I'll do it.
When I played
But yeah,
Conk with Nev, she played Chalk mid once and absolutely popped off. It was
Yeah,
disgusting.
Chalk's
She was just
very
like
Chalk mid is
chasing.
so fun.
She was just chasing people down with like, and that's when we
Yeah.
used to have like Mage's Blessing plus Trans. You just
And
did,
even then-
you just killed them.
Exactly.
even then, like right now, you have Bluestone.
Yeah,
You
It's-
can go
it's
Bluestone,
good.
or if you really want to, you can go Warden Sigil, which is right now, in my opinion, might be a very hot take, or maybe I feel, in my opinion, should be nerfed anytime soon. Which, by the way, we were talking about this earlier today, Blaze, about the patch notes. Tomorrow is gonna be patch notes.
Okay, that's what I
Um,
thought.
But like at the moment, which is currently the meta in solo and seems to be spreading to every other role in Smite, is that Warding Sigil seems to be very broken because it gives you power as well as protections, and also
Yep.
the passive itself is too good. So like I've been seeing it played on some ADCs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I talked to
even
Boss the other
jungles.
day about it, like ADC's playing it because I
Yeah.
had I haven't tested
Yeah.
it myself, but like it's not bad and it gives you a way to box early.
Yeah. I tried it, I think, once, I think, when I played Kerninos ADC. I don't remember, but I did remember that I played it once. I do remember I played it once. I don't
Well, I'll
remember
try it.
when.
I'll try it tonight when I do my first one of the day.
And like it did feel like it feels slow because you don't have any extra damage, for example, like Bluestone or Bombas,
Mm-hmm.
Bombas Dagger, but like in the end game you kind of just do more damage and take less damage as well. So like the 15 power, sure, it helps you because it gives you the power, but then you're not really playing on the item itself. You're playing around the fact that you're gonna be tanking, that you can take a few more hits.
Right.
Whereas the other guy can just like not take, rather the other ADC cannot take any hits, so it does feel very good. Same in solo. I think in my opinion, that's probably why in solo lane you're seeing more warriors, more assassins, more physical characters than guardians, because in guardians cannot build Warden Sigil. Therefore, the item itself is kind of just right now the only item that can be built in soul laners that are magical, in my opinion. If you're going, for example, Cthulhu or I don't know, Sobek, Ardio, Cerberus, kind of these picks that are generally very good in soul lane, they cannot go Warden Sigil, whereas characters like King Arthur, characters like Cucullin, Guan, Hercules, you name them, like all of these warriors, they can go Warden Sigil and they take less damage while they are in the 1v1. But they
Yeah,
also do
and
more
they're doing
damage
more
because they have
damage.
yeah,
And they're a warrior. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and they're a warrior already, so they don't have like this bruiserish playstyle, whereas Guardians can only go Warrior's Axe or Vampiric Shroud. Vampiric Shroud used to be very good, like top tier, which is why Guardians had a rising in solo lane. They were able to box, they were able to out sustain, pretty much to the point where, and I kid you not, Guardians can stay there until they get almost 3k gold from just Bam Shroud,
Yeah.
and they can just be like, all right, I died. Well, anyways, I had like almost 2 items, so here. And then they come back. It's like, oh, they're even more of a menace.
Yeah, they're
So
even more of a
that's why
problem.
they became more of a problem every now and then. Good thing they nerfed Bam Shroud, so it's more balanced. Warrior's Axe is still very good. I like how Warrior's Axe is right now currently standing in solo lane. It's a very staple item.
Yeah, I
in
think it's a
Warrior
good.
lane.
I think it's in a good spot.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't think
especially.
it's bad.
I think no. It's definitely not bad. I agree though. I think Warding Sigil. I think I'm curious to see. Group stages are this weekend, right?
Yes, I think
I
so.
Yeah,
so,
I think
yeah.
we'll see it this weekend for sure. I'll be curious to see that.
Probably.
They should
Um,
probably nerf it tomorrow, though. I hope they do nerf it because air right now I think it spiked up a lot, but I think they're probably gonna leave it for another
it
month or
won't.
so.
It won't be in bonus patch. It'll be in the next
Yeah.
patch. I think it'll be in the next like big patch cycle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That'll be. That won't be Worlds patch, will it? No.
No, World's
No,
Patch
World's patch is like
should
a month and a half out.
be yeah.
Yeah.
World's Patch should be around December 6th,
Yeah, I'm
which should
curious-
be December 13th.
I'm curious if
December 7th.
we should find out if Cliodhna is going to be available for Worlds or not. I think that's going to be an interesting thing too.
I think until
Actually
they announce the SWC pass,
Yeah,
that's when we should know if they're gonna like. That's normally the patch where that's really it. Like that's the
Yeah.
last patch that goes me out to SWC. Which, since Cliodhna isn't the one that has the SWC ticket, that means that she probably is gonna be in.
yeah. I know it's timing wise, it's going to be close. From what the pros have said, it's going to be close. I don't know. Let's get back to Boss. Boss, do you have any other games you want to talk about?
Not really. I haven't really been playing too much stuff, honestly.
This man's been queuing Smite like crazy. Don't let him lie to you.
Listen, I also
Yeah,
have been
but
playing
they're, like,
Smite.
super
I've
uneventful games.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So,
All right. Well, Liani, what do you got, man?
So I play on a team for Soul Lane and a team called Hyper Noobs. It is a Latin American team. It's basically coach or the team captain is called Bloons, good friend. Paulo or Robin, Cocaine War and Veritas, as well as RG numbers. I don't remember the numbers of
RG
it.
numbers.
Yeah, RG numbers. Yeah. And so this is a diamond. Oh, I remember. It's RG 1550. And
Yeah.
so we are a diamond plus team. And right now we've been playing in the Bulpus division, Jokai division, as far as I'm aware, which is a diamond below, which is the second highest division in the Bulpus Latin American side of the esports area.
That's what's nuts. So like they Volpus has a Latin American bracket
Yeah.
then. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like that's the case because someone's been asking if it's the LATAM side of it or not, and it is the LATAM because all streams are being casted in the LATAM stream.
That's
of
pretty-
Volpus
that's-
instead of
that's
the US.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think so far we have played 2 sets, which both sets we have 2-0'd both teams. We're gonna have our third game on Friday. But like most of the times I've been playing scrims. We also we try to scrim at least twice a week, if not once. But we also tend to have like 2 games of Smite at a week, which is the Bulpes set game and then a scrim. Normally we do very poorly in scrims, but then somehow we just 2-0 the other 2-0 in sets, so we try hard a lot. All I'm gonna say is all the team that we have, I do feel I'm very confident that we might hit like top 3 best teams in the division, top 2 even, maybe even top first actually. I really even the best team if we actually like get cracked. But I do feel like the team itself is very good. I like how everyone knows what they're doing. I do like how there's communication between all of us. Like we all know what we're doing. We don't need like a dedicated shot caller as much, because as long as we know someone shot calls like minor things, we all know like what to do, how to do it, and whatnot. So that's very good. Um, I don't really play as much Smite, to be honest. Although I do, like I kind of do, and I also don't. I play here and there, but normally I do play other games as well.
I got you. Yeah, and if anybody wants to watch, you can either find those sets on the Vulpes Twitch page, like Vulpes Latum page, or I cast them on my page too for Twitch. So, and I saved the VODs as a highlight. If you want to go back and watch any of those sets, if you want to see an Alposh solo game, you know,
Yeah.
you do you.
Also, or a Jorm solo.
Yeah. The comeback of Yorm, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Jorm, very good. I like that character. Hopefully they bring him back to meta. Probably not.
They
but
probably
that's-
won't, but like he is a fun character to play in solo.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that really fall behind with him compared to others. It's like every time people ask me like, "Hey, what do you feel about this pick?" I'll always say, "Okay, are there better picks? And if so, are you able to pick them?"
Yeah.
That's normally how it generally falls in solo. It's like saying, "Is Sobek good?" Well, yes, it is viable in solo, but like, if audio is open, why not take the audio?
Right.
If
Yeah.
Cthulhu's open, why not take the Cthulhu? If, I don't know, Cucullin's open and you're trying to bring in like a Ravana, then it's like, well, can you pull off the Ravana enough to compensate for the fact that you're not as tanky? Sure, okay, then you can go in. Like, my mentality in solo lane has always been more so of, can I pull it off, and if so, how nicely can I do it without making it seem like it's a bad pick?
Yeah. I got you. I think that's a good like philosophy to take into most roles too, though. Like, what's available in it, and like, am I comfortable on this meta pick or not? And if I'm not, what's the next best thing I am comfortable on?
Yeah.
And we see that a lot in mini games. Like if you, like I said, if you watch the SCC stuff from this past weekend, like you notice that like they picked picks because they were comfortable for them, not necessarily
Yeah.
because they were meta. My favorite quote was from Aggro on Backliners this week. They was like, they were talking about, could an NAA SCC team beat an SPL team? And he's like, if they drag them down to the depths of the 1400 MMR games with these G-Gen comps, then they will win. And like,
Yeah.
sometimes that's what you have to do. Like, sometimes it's not about running the most meta thing you can. And like,
It's about sending the message.
it's about setting them up and bringing them where you want them. And like,
Yeah.
that is something you can do. It's difficult, especially if you're playing up. Like, it's difficult to do. But
Yeah,
like,
for
if
sure.
you can instill confidence that in the enemy team that they can do what they want, and you just turn it on top of their heads, like, then it's over.
Yeah, because that's a
Yeah.
a huge just like morale flip.
Yeah. And I mean, like, with SWC and these, like, when placements start happening, these SCC teams have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
No.
Like they're gonna go in there and play bonkers, dude. Like I am waiting for some like Armada rival esque like upset energy.
Yeah.
As
I
long as
feel
it's not
like we
against the
are-
Bolts.
I feel like we are gonna see an upset.
I do too.
I do feel like we're gonna have an upset. I don't know which team. I just feel like there's gonna be an upset. Um, Here's the thing, which is very interesting to see. Every time you see SPL or SEC or even at SWC or at Worlds,
Yeah.
you get to see why like picks that don't get to be seen
Yep.
before them. Like a good example,
Yeah.
we can all agree with this. The said solo from last season.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like the moment they got picked, everyone's like, "Oh my god, you can pick this in solo and it works even better than jungle."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And same for like, I don't know, like Final K. I remember, I think he pulled some Ranatusker solo,
Yes.
which
Uh-huh.
I'm not a fan of because I don't like playing Ranatusker, but like I feel like it is a fun character to play.
definitely
It's just
works,
can
yeah.
you play? It's kind of like the same mentality that we were talking about. Like, is it viable? And if so, how can I pull it off? Like,
Yeah,
can
'cause,
you
like,
pull
you
the
saw-
pick off?
You saw Variety try to do it and have
Yeah.
a hard time. Then Final K does it, and like, and that pick is extremely hard to pull off in solo.
Oh yeah.
Like that is one of out of the picks that have come out in the past year that have come out in solo that people play. That is probably the hardest pick that I've seen, like a pro player pick, because you relinquish so much to be able to play that. But if you can stay even until like level 7, level 8, like your map presence just becomes insane.
Oh yeah.
But it does. Like it makes team fights hard too, though. Like it changes everything. Your team has to play differently around that pick.
It also helps the fact that Ratatosker offers an insane amount of flexibility in terms of builds. Like if you want to go full HP, you can go the Green Acorn, which restores HP based on basically gives you HP based on abilities hit.
Yeah, you can go Prot Shred.
You can also go Prot Shred with the Iron Fur, or I don't know the name of the Acorn, but the other one like besides the green one, which gives your Flurry, gives your 2, which is the Flurry, gives you Prot Shred, and also you get more protection. So it gives you 2 stacks, like 2 ability, two times to cast the ability, like 2 charges. Right. Yeah, exactly. And so you can be full on tank and just use that to shred prots and just become an insane like tank shredder, or a backliner like diver. It gives you this by diversity. I'm not a fan of the Ratataskers, so that's why I don't tend to practice a lot. But if needed, I am willing to try it out.
Yeah, I like Rat better in jungle. I actually like Rat better in support than I do in solo. But that's a conversation for another day.
That's a hot take.
Yes, yeah, that's a I might have said too much, but that's fun.
I mean,
I also like Thor's support right now, so here we are. I don't know. Do you want to talk about New World right now, or do you want to save that from when we talk about New World issues?
I think we want to talk about New World issues.
Okay, then I'll move on to my games real quick, and then we'll move on. I played a lot of Smite this week in various times and places and with different people. But I started off by I played a solo queue game of Dance and Burrow, and I made this Artemis's life miserable. I soloed Artemis like 4 times in lane. And by in lane, I mean at her purple buff in Harpy. Like I would just like, I was like, oh, you're at your purple buff. And I just ult in and then she'd like, oh, I'm going to Tusky. And I just beads and kill her. In fact, one of the times I landed in, so I hit the ult. I get stuck in a trap. I just keep autoing her. She throws out Tusky. I eat the stun and then killed her anyways. Like I just like absolutely made this.
How? You ate the trap and then you ate the Tusky and you still didn't die.
Yes.
I'm
pretty sure that's what happened. I killed this Artemis so much. Like there was a point where like we were trading within the first 10 minutes that both of us got out multiple times with under 100 health, backed and came back to lane. I was so far ahead of this Artemis that I don't understand how I lost the game. Actually, because like they just started focusing me. Like they would just complete like dive me, and then my team would just keep rushing in on everybody else, and I was just chilling back and having to die.
Wow.
I feel
super
like that
fun.
Tends to be the problem when you're playing ADC or mid and you get that super lead. And when they're just like, all right, let's just focus this one character. If the divers don't, or like the enemy team doesn't know how to focus and doesn't know how to, and the team that, for example, let's say that they're focusing you, if your support, your front line doesn't know how to, like,
no, they were gone, dude. I died to a Jing Chen with thorns. Like I tried to outweight his thorns.
Yeah.
And then I shot twice. One of them was a crit. And if I wouldn't have fired those 2 shots, there's a possibility that I kill him, but I was probably dead anyway. Like he just got to run at me for free. And while the rest of my team rushed up and was chasing them down, not getting kills. And then in chat, they're like, well, that's Dance's fault. I'm like, dude, I literally couldn't do anything. I was zoned out, man. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I had that happen to me earlier. I was playing Izza, and the Colin with Thorns just kept W keying at me, and I literally couldn't do anything about it.
Well, and like it puts you in this precarious position. Like, do you try to catch up with your, like, my team was like, I was at where tier 2 tower was, and they're at the middle of mid lane. Like, there's no, like, I could run towards them, but I'm not gonna make it. Or I could try to get back to Phoenix, which is what I tried to do, but like even then, like I'm probably not gonna make it, and I didn't. I died at Phoenix.
Yeah.
One of those things that sucks, but is what it is. Like that Artemis didn't have a fun time. I can tell you that. I think she was like 0-7 before she got a kill,
Oh
or
my
0-8
God.
before she got a kill. Like I literally made sure she was having a miserable time.
Yeah.
I played Cupid the next game, but our mid got camped like really hard. Our mid got ganked on red buff. Like got red buff, walked around the corner, and just got immediately killed by an Arachne. The Arachne was a diamond player, and their mid laner was a masters player, and those two dudes like literally ran it down.
Oh, that's fun.
Their King Arthur solo, who was 2 levels ahead of me, came over to my lane, and I soloed him. He was 5-0 in like 12 or something like that, and I soloed him for his first death.
Huh.
But Vio popped off on Geb, and that's all that really matters. I don't think we won that game. I think we just got ran out the whole time. All right, here we go. I got my salty Smite take of the week.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
I got mid, and I said, I'm going to play Soul, and I'm going to run the Paul build. I'm going to build
Pog.
Breastplate, and we're just going to see how it goes. And
Wait, what's the build?
that's the... Hold on, I'll get the whole build for you. I was playing with Vio on Fafnir, but that's the build where he goes like mannequins into Bancrofts, and then into breastplate. Hold on, I'm looking up the build real quick because I don't remember all of it off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this though, it feels good. Yeah, mannequins, Bancrofts, breastplate, Tahuti, Soul Reaver, Obshard.
That sounds
So
very
Master Soul,
penetration shred.
Yeah, dude. I look, it takes a minute to get online.
Yeah.
I mean, but
like
if you ult someone, they're dead.
But like your cooldown, your ult, and just like your survivability is insane. Now,
Yeah.
our carry, who I'm not going to name, I know this guy. I know him. I loaded in the game and I was like, oh, I know him from comp. Apparently he doesn't remember me. But he decided to play Charybdis.
Mm-hmm.
Was I in that game? Or was I just watching you play that?
I think you were just watching me play that game.
Okay.
So I was against a Hera, and the Hera rotated. I had backed. I was at spawn. I was running back to lane. As I get back to lane, the Hera shows up in duo, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna commit to getting the mid tower because I already had the wave down. I was like on mid tower or whatever, and Vio was over there with him. Vio's like, we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to get mid tower. I get mid tower, Vio dies, and then the carry dies, or vice versa. They end up both dying. And he immediately goes, hey, could you rotate? And I was like, well, I got mid tower because it was a 2v2, and it just seemed better that I'd get the tower. And he proceeds to keep BMing me about me not rotating. And I rotated at one point, and he just didn't come over to help. Like, I was in a 1v2, and he just didn't do anything. I was like, all right, cool. So, and like, Vio had said some stuff back to him. And finally, he's like calling for ganks. He keeps BMing me, blah, blah, blah. And finally, I was like, yo, dude, I get the first time Hera rotated over, I wasn't there. Mm-hmm. But I was at spawn. I went back for tower, got mid tower. And if you want to be mad about that, I completely get it. I said, but you're complaining about something that you could fix by warding.
Yeah.
And our Anubis, who's in solo, goes, you guys need to chill. And I was like, bro, I'm chill. I'm just tired of people thinking they can just BM whoever and get away with it. And the Charybdis goes, me too.
Me too.
I said, what? And then he didn't say anything the rest of the game.
Gamer.
Yeah, I just fun times, dude.
I definitely did watch that game then, because I remember exactly what.
You were streaming it, I believe.
Yeah. Along with that, I didn't play anything on Tuesday because I passed the heck out. And then I casted the Vulpes set on Wednesday that Liani played in, and that was a 2-0. It was a fun time to watch, though. And then I tried out Elion that came out. We talked about that on the last podcast. Elion's pretty fun. Definitely some If you haven't checked it out, it's free to play. It has pretty decent PvE and pretty decent PvP so far. I don't have any complaints. I like that they're like the build diversity is pretty insane.
Slayer's good.
Yeah, Slayer's insane. Slayer is absolutely
Yeah.
broken. I'm not going to get too much into that, though, because I'm hoping as a preview, if you're listening to this now, the idea, hopefully, for next week's episode is to do like a episode just on MMOs. But hopefully that happens, so I'm not going to talk too much about Elion.
Yeah.
Me and Boss played some
From
games,
friends.
and I was Raw, he was Ganesh, and I was just like sniping people for days. And then the next game we had a salty Raw. Yep, pretty sick.
A salted chicken.
Yep, and then on Thursday, me, Boss, Bats, and Liani played, and I played Cliodhna, and I got a double kill in mid, and I had a 3-level lead, and then we threw. I don't remember what, like, that game was just rough. We played some Back for Blood, and it turns out Back for Blood with 2 people and 2 bots is impossible when you get to the missions where, like, it's like, I don't want to say a boss mission because that's not the right word.
No.
But like a mission with a lot of one of the running missions where you just have to like run through it, get to it, and like place the stuff and get out.
I mean,
like,
we can talk about it.
Yeah, like it's the ship. Like it's impossible. Like the bots are too stupid.
So here's what I found out when I was playing with in quick play about it. So apparently I also played with bats a few times. We only managed to get past the second mission in the first act, so we barely got past we barely finished the third one.
Mm-hmm.
The ship one apparently is very easy. The speedrun strat doesn't work anymore. That one where you just jump through the bridge and then jump all the way down and to the ship.
Yeah.
And then like use the glitch over there. So that doesn't work anymore. What I saw is that you basically just book it. Like that's really what it is that you grab all 4 of you guys, just book it, doesn't matter. You just split into 2.
Yeah, you just have to run.
You just have to run and do it. And it feels super easy. Like when I did it, it's like, that's it. That's really it. Wow, that's super easy. But like apparently, afterwards, I only played the mission afterwards, after the ship mission, which is you try and like run and try and the objective of the storyline goes to, you have to now save some survivors, like fighting survivors to get the army back together, like the group. And so really the first second, like right after you get to like a gas station, you find a giant, not as big as the ogre.
Yeah, just another
kind
one.
of like it's like another variant which is super tanky, which is armored.
Oh, sick.
So like a bruiser, but like it's a bruiser and a reeker at the same time, but it's super tanky. So like you have to shred armor. Ways to do it is, for example, you can make it smash the gasoline dispensers.
Yeah.
And it takes damage. So it's like super innovative and whatnot.
That's why they have armor pin on some of the perks then too. That's kind of cool.
And that's the one I really didn't went past that mission because I'm like, I want to wait until I want to play more with Blaze because I want to actually like get to the game with him.
Yeah.
I've been running a few builds with Back 4 Blood, but so far I've been enjoying the game as it is. Apparently the ogre, which is the tank version from Left 4 Dead, does appear multiple times throughout the game. So it's not like maybe like every once or like every 2 or every 3 missions.
Yeah, and there's the corruption card 2 version of it.
There's also a corruption card.
We got
which is
super unlucky. Yeah. We got super unlucky. That one's out.
Oh we were doing the one afterward, and it's like, here, have it again. And we're like, no, please don't give us the mission again. We just kill them. We have no more resources.
That's literally why we quit playing. I was like, I'm done, bro. I was like, done. I can't.
Yeah, but like compared to the open beta that it had, or even then like the closed beta, they increased the difficulty from normal mode by a lot.
Oh yeah, the game, and like, don't get me wrong, the game is fun. Super fun, and I love that it is difficult because I think that's one of the things that made Left 4 Dead good. But like eventually, like you figured out Left 4 Dead, like you like figured out like how to go through it. Whereas like Back 4 Blood doesn't seem nearly as easy because of how many random variables there are each mission. And not just including because of the mission, but because of like the random effect cards.
Yeah. Which is very good because it has that roguelike-ish effect to the game, which is what they
Yes.
wanted to go
Yeah.
for. So like,
And, like-
you can go with a specific deck build and use that same build. Be like, all right, I'm gonna run it. For example, there's one that I run for Holly specifically because I think she has one of those perks that I think they nerfed her or something, but like it gives everyone stamina, and I think something for her specifically. So like what you can do is go for like a full-on melee build for her. So like go mace or hatchet or any melee build. Just keep swinging. Don't even use guns, and unless you're fighting like specials, like special ridden. And that's when it's like, all right, everything else, I just gonna like the normal ridden. You just kill with the baseball bat or the axe, fire axe, like or machete, and you just gain HP. You gain stamina, and you're basically like a tank, like a melee tank.
Yeah,
You're
it's
basically
insane.
frontlining.
Well, that's what I liked about like
Obviously-
the doc. Like each character has like their own traits, but like, that's what I liked about the doctor because like you made it where like your how do I
The
want
trauma
to
resistance.
yeah, the trauma resistance. Like I started off the round with like 35% trauma resistance, which is insane.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's definitely like some interesting build mechanics to like think about.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you haven't tried it out, like definitely try it out. Like I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to playing more sometime this week, especially now that cross country's done. I'll have a little bit more time.
Mhm.
Back to some Smite things. I played with Liani in duo lane, and he gave up first blood. Not me.
Oi.
It happened. It happened. It finally happened. It's always
It
did,
me.
it did,
It's always
it did.
me that dies on first wave as support. But this week, Liani died first, and I was like, oh.
Okay, but I
Yes!
have a reasoning for this.
Yeah,
We have a good reasoning
Yeah,
for
this is also when Liani learned about the new Chronos ult.
Yeah, dude. So we were playing against a gamer of every support. He
Oh,
would not
that dude
miss
was-
any chains.
I stood in front of him, and no joke, he like curved, like I swear to you, he like curved the chain
off.
around me
Yeah,
into Liani and got him, and I was like,
Oh
no
my
way, dude.
God.
yeah.
Like,
It's like no way he did it.
it was insane.
Chain.
No, like if you saw it, I have no idea how
That
he didn't
actually-
hit my hitbox. Like it was
Yeah.
nuts. But Liani
And
gave up
that
first
hit-
blood, and that's
Yeah.
all that really matters.
So shout out to the Ares name, which is called Aim Sucks. Aim Sucks with an
What a
S at
name,
the end. He went Ares with Blink, Sunder, Sentinel's Gift, Mallory, Mystical Mail, Thebes, Voidstone, Pritwin, and Relic Dagger.
Yeah. That dude was
And
gaming.
I went Chronos. Blaze went Bacchus. So by this time we fought this guy. We were already like, yeah, this is a GG from dual lane because Blaze
Yeah.
can jump in, and then they also had a Huyi, so like the Huyi can just stop Blaze's combo.
Yeah, I mean, like it was a miserable time. We
But,
had
like,
a
it
really
was
good
fun.
time though because our jungle was awful.
Our jungle was also awful.
And-
Our Hercules was very good person, and like the Achilles was very toxic towards everyone. And I'm just here chilling, saying, "Guys, I don't know what the new Chronos ult does." And every time I did, it's like, "Hey guys, are you ulted? I gotta wait 40 seconds to go back," which is the death
Yeah.
scream, by the way.
I think he got one Chronos ult off the whole entire game,
Oh yeah,
and it,
oh yeah.
and it went like what, like 23 minutes or something like that. I don't know.
The entire game lasted 23 minutes. Yeah, and I went 111.
Yeah, dude, it was like
The
we had fun.
Ares-
We had
the
fun. That's all that
Ares-
matters.
I'm gonna tell you this: the Ares went 10-2.
Yeah, that dude was gaming, dude.
With player damage, he was third on player damage above
course.
throughout the entire both teams. I did a clean 8.5k player damage.
Chef's kiss, dude. So good,
The
Um,
perfect number, dude.
dude.
Yeah.
It was just so bad. Nothing else really notable happened. I tried Charybdis. She felt better. We lost. Whatever. Friday, played some assaults and other non-quest. Embright went pretty well. I decided to try Cliodhna again, and again had a huge lead. Like I was like 5 or 6 levels ahead in jungle, and we lost. And I at this point I was questioning a lot about my own life, and Smite. Like what has happened and what has gone wrong.
Yeah.
So this led to some changes, and if you come to watch stream, there is no more Discord audio from people that I'm gaming with, for several reasons. Like, I just think mentally, for me, like, I just need that to not be on stream, because like there's been a lot of different like negative comments, and like understandably so, in our matches. Like, I get it, but like I think from a stream perspective, like it doesn't seem good for the viewer, and for me, like it could be frustrating. So like I just cut that out. And I've like put in a new rule that if you are being super negative, I'm just gonna move you out of the channel for a game and let you cool down. Just because like
Go in the corner and think about what you're done.
Yes, I just like, for my mental, like I need that. On
Also
Saturday,
put on the dunce.
yes, on Saturday we tried something new. I casted casuals, which was super fun. I watched Beagle try to kill the Cliodhna. She was Toth, and the Cliodhna literally escaped through the wall.
Dude.
Oh, I watched a Nox steal Gold Fury against 4 people, and I watched Dan steal Fire Giant as Ganesha. Like the game, like it was all casuals. It was super fun. Like, I went and highlighted it. If you ever want to go back and check it out, it's gonna be there. I'm thinking about getting all the casts posted to YouTube as well. But I think once a week I'm gonna cast casuals. So if anybody's interested in having their casuals casted, that is gonna be an option. I will happily do it. I casted Foxy's, what was it? It was a Clash. That was insane. Oh my dude, God. I never got to stop talking. The game was insane because it was fighting all the time. And then I casted their conquest, and then I casted Split Push's conquest. Tons of fun. I played Cliodhna again. Oh yeah, that was the night that I played Cliodhna. My wife called. I was talking to her on the phone, and I think it was Liani, Suave, Kenny, in a random,
I can check
right?
real quick. It was.
I think so. I think that's who it was.
That was me on Agni. What? No, that's not the same one. There's a
no.
bunch of one that I played.
Yeah, it was Kenny. It was Kenny and Suave.
It's
and
Suave,
you.
Kenny. Yeah.
And then we were against that Masters player we keep going up against, Doughboy, who's pretty sick. I had no audio. Like, so I had no Discord audio, I had no game audio, and I just farmed. Like, there was a Loki in solo against Liani on Agni, and I obliterated that man. And I just obliterated. Like, if someone showed up, I was like, nah, you dead. And like, it felt good to finally get a win on Cliodhna, because I am 1-4 on her, and she is super fun to play, but I'm tired of losing.
Yeah.
I also had Sunday morning, I think it was. I played with Boss, and I was playing on Jing Chin.
Yep.
And he was my carry, and I absolutely popped off on Jing Chin. And I also yelled at Boss a lot, because we had gotten fire, and we came back, and I think we picked like 3 or 4 of them. And we ended up getting the Dia side. Like, it was like a late Dia side. Scylla's getting ready to come up, but we already had Phoenix down in right side. And I'm like, we are going to attack Titan. Like, I'm spamming in the chat. I'm yelling at Boss, attack the Titan. I'm also yelling that I'm the best at this point, because like, I dove tier 2, killed somebody, set up a kill on somebody else, and I'm just yelling attack the Titan. And Boss goes, Blaze, there are 4 towers up and 2 Phoenixes. We cannot attack the Titan.
No,
that's the beta statement.
No.
That's a beta move.
That's not what I said.
That's the beta move.
No. You definitely tried to tell me we could not get Titan.
No.
You did.
Beta.
You did.
Beta. Wait. All right.
It's okay.
Speak up. Don't worry. You're still wrong.
I said to Blaze, I can't believe we're about to end with 5 objectives up. That's what I said. I didn't try and tell him to not do it.
This is not what I heard.
At the Titan.
And it's also not what Jesse heard, but it's okay.
No,
I'm gonna let this go and just say,
I won't.
and just say, we won the game there because I'm the best. Now,
I won't.
Moving on.
Male grinds.
There was a couple other games, but like nothing super notable. I tried Ares and it was bad. We won, but it was really bad. And then I played more Elion with Jesse, and we went and did PvP, and Elementalist is awful, and it hasn't gotten better since then. And I talked to some people today, and they assured me that it gets good late game, so I'm gonna stick with it. But like, holy, is it bad? And
Yeah.
I think that's it for my games of the week, which took forever. But
Yeah.
but that's because we had a good
Talking
we had
for,
some
like,
good
40
rants.
minutes.
That's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
Okay.
Okay, so I had a salty Smite player of the week. Do we have any names of the week? I had some good ones I sent boss.
I have good names. All right. Speaking of,
Yeah, Liani has a file. It's fine.
I have I have a
Yeah.
Discord. Would you guys like me to tell you guys entire list?
No, the entire list. How many names are there?
Like 30.
I mean, go ahead. Just fire away, dude.
All right.
Yep.
Smite my ween.
Okay.
This goes from April
All right.
27, by the way.
Okay, just fire away.
Krusty Keith, Sexy
Krusty
Legs
Keith.
04, Kevin Gamer MC2.
Dude, shout out to Kevin Gamer, dude.
Kevin Gamer, my man lost to a UpUrXP as a Gilgamesh.
He did. He got, and that's when Gilgamesh was OP. I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Fake Final K,
All right.
Yep.
Sick Jetty, Gigantopinicus, Jim Bob Coot, 346, Booty Call Jones, Chad Thundercock.
Oh.
Yes.
Someone who's just called stupid.
Oh yes.
Oh, dude,
I
that
can't-
was the Gab, dude. I
Yeah,
remember
it was a
him.
game. I can't bear
Oh.
this D. And then there's
Okay.
his moldy pickles, cream soda, Hispanic at the disco. I bleed when I pee.
I almost spit out my water.
I cannot say this with a straight face anymore. Big fat cock with a K instead of a C. African ruler.
Okay.
Just call me dad.
Mm-hmm.
One sick mistress.
Oh,
Love
God.
boobs with BEWBS.
Ah yes.
Wrong hole.
Oh,
Impossible my ass. Troll your game and nerf Sunder. Spit to fit and whip me Grammy.
Oh
This guy, whip me Grammy was playing Sylvanas, by the way.
yes.
Jess mom, I'm gay.
Oh.
Busty babe
okay.
69XX.
Okay.
Velocifaptor.
I remember that one. I remember that one.
Your school's next.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Man of sex.
Yep.
I remember that guy, dude.
And this is literally a 4-man with the same starting letters. It is KSI Fallen
Oh,
Valor,
yeah.
KSI X Icy, KSI Platonic, KSI X Dorky,
Yeah, dude, it
Oh,
was a
dude.
KSI
Chloe the
squad.
Troll, and Fistful of Mayo.
Yep.
Very cringe.
Oh, I remember him.
One Tick Mitches again. The Fish Tank for the Local God, Wonky Kong.
Wonky
Clean
Kong,
Toilet.
Oh yeah, clean toilets from this week,
Oh.
dude. Shout out to Clean
Golly,
Toilet.
yeah.
I played against him
Golly.
a couple times.
Golly, who knows? And at the end of it, it is Sleepy Steve.
Sleepy Steve.
Sleepy
Um,
Steve, dude.
So to
the
add on,
man.
add on to the names from this week, I had PP hands in my game.
Of course.
And then I had, what was the other one? Oh yeah, Banana Hannah and Chromatic Llama.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are my names of the week.
I need to say something salty, right?
If you have anybody that was like super smalty,
Yes.
mine was the Charybdis.
I do have something salty.
Oh no,
Um,
dude.
Oh.
It was late today.
Peanuts.
I was playing Fafnir solo.
Oh.
Actually 3 hours ago. No, 5 hours ago. I was playing
yes,
Fafnir
dude.
solo, and I was against a 4-man stack.
Yep.
It was a Uller ADC, a Chunk solo, raw mid, the Geb, which was the random support, and a Thanatos jungle. Okay. Now I want you to understand, and I'm asking you guys this: do you guys think that a Fafnir solo was meant to win against a Chunk solo with Warning Sigil?
I mean, Chalk is
Absolutely.
garbage in solo, so I mean, I could see it.
Against
So-
Fafnir?
Here's the thing:
Yeah.
against Fafnir,
Dude,
With
have
warrior
you have
sex.
you seen Fafnir's Dragon Breath?
All
Dude,
right.
that
So,
thing
anyways,
shreds.
I'll just say this, okay? I went 0-2 and 10. This man went 4, 5, and 3 assists. We won the game because of my shot calls and everything in the casual. At the end of the game, he said, "You got rolled, you lost," and then I said, "Mad cause bad," hashtag rolled, and then second game, I went Nuwa
Oh,
solo.
I watched this game. Yeah.
I had it was with Kenny and Boss, and we were against this, and this was the same 4 stack. The chunk is now a set, so he's going meta. It's like still he's going the meta build, which is Warring Sigil. He got shredded, didn't say nothing, and then didn't say nothing post game.
Oof.
He got
Oof.
gamed upon
No,
so hard.
He
but
did say stuff post game. He called you a trash
did?
can.
Oh yeah, he called me a trash can because I was playing New One.
And
I'm
he's
like, man, I did not. You got gamed upon. I legit like. Okay, here's the thing, right? I was playing Noah, right? I was dead. Like I was 100% dead, and I was against an Ao Kuang jungle. The Ao Kuang blinked through my. I was hugging my tier 1 in solo. The Ao Kuang blinked through my blue buff, and I think my jungle was fighting the set. I believe. Yeah, I think so. And the Ao Kuang was fighting me on my tier 1. I comboed him with my 2M1. He died immediately, and I was at 5% HP that entire encounter. Like he could have ulted me, but he wasn't in range.
Yeah.
Dude, that's tough.
And the guy's name who was the solo lane was called Loud Packy.
Yep. Loud Packy, dude.
Loud pack.
Loud
man.
Packy. Shout out to him who lost to a Nuwa and Fafnir.
Yeah.
That's double tough. Like I don't know which of those is worse. Like I feel
Fafnir,
like
dude.
I feel like it's Fafnir, but
Because
like
he soloed me a few times, but the thing is he lost lane.
like
Like he lost tier 1.
But like set into Nuwa, all he has to do is wait for your minions to be thrown out, and then he could dive you.
He went the following build. He went Warden Sigil,
yeah, I watched
Beats,
it. It was
Frostbound, Shoguns, Berserkers, Talisman, and Stone Cutting. Notice he didn't even win any build that was decent. He
No,
just
that
went,
the
like,
build
attack
sucks.
speed.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
build
like
sucks.
I was fine with the Frostbound because he was able to kill, like mostly able to kill me if I didn't beast or
Yeah.
ulted out of it. But like he was very afraid of my combos.
Yeah. All right. What are your guys' thoughts on Cliodhna and the map change?
I love it.
I love the map, and I talked about this last episode. The lighting on the map and just the overall atmosphere of the map is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the lanterns too.
It feels so good. I can't see the lanterns be much of a gameplay changer. It's not as impactful, but still, it's kind of like the binds or what was it? What was the thing back in when Charybdis came out? There was nothing, right?
No, it was we got.
It was just like extra
Draugr.
ads.
Yeah,
extra jungle
just
camps.
we got camps. That was it.
Yeah. But even then, like that increases more farm, so that's good. Here we
Yeah.
had the Charybdis change as well as the lamps, which is
Yeah.
very cool at the start, but then at the same time it's not. Like you
I
can
had
use
some-
it, but you can't.
Dude, I had some people that
Oh, I
stacked as
remember
4 in that,
Yeah.
and they tried to use it as a gank mechanic, and we obliterated them. And
Yeah.
like it was just luck. Like it was just luck that we were all there. Because had they caught one of us out, like they definitely wipe us. But like we
yeah.
got a good CC off and one off of it. I love the new map. I think Cliodhna is really well designed. I do think she's strong. I do not think she's anywhere near being overpowered.
No,
I
she's
think
very good.
Definitely not.
I think she is probably the most balanced god they've released this year so far. At least this season.
Yeah.
Because like Tiamat still strong. Gilgamesh took
still strong.
still strong,
He
and
took a lot of nerfs, yeah.
he took a lot of nerfs. Charybdis was very underwhelming, and not
Yep.
because, and that was mostly because of bugs.
And the ult just being
and the
like,
ult,
bad.
which was also like I think bug-ish, but like
Yeah.
Cliodhna is strong. Don't get me wrong. Like it's gonna take some time to learn how to play around her, but like she, I think feels the most balanced by by just being a little bit too strong. Without
Yeah.
being I don't think she feels oppressive. She definitely is counterable.
She
For
is
sure.
counterable. I think one of the things that she's being played a lot from what I'm seeing is obviously jungle and solo. I do see her having a lot of potential in solo. The only problem that she struggles as being as a solo laner is there's no CC.
Mm-hmm.
It's just damage. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like a I don't want to say it's not even a Keen Arthur. I think it's like what's a I don't know, like Balmana? No, Balmana has a knock up and slow. Like she does have a slow. She has a silence and like a deafen, but that's
I mean,
about it. Like
it's
there's
similar
not.
to Yorm in a way, right? Like Yorm, his only
Jorm has a
CC is
knock up though.
he does have a knockup, but you do go underground to do it. But like,
Which, but still, like
I don't
there's
know.
no hard CC that she
I'm trying to
offers.
think
The
of
same.
just like because Wukong has his dash.
His stun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Ama, because the only thing she has a CC is a ult,
Oh
and she has the
yeah,
silence on her 3, but you have to dash in for that.
maybe.
Yeah.
Just like I can let me check the warrior
I don't
list
know.
real quick.
I think
yeah.
she feels good. That's pretty
Yeah.
much where I'm at about it. All right, we have community questions for Liani, but like we could also answer these too because I'm sure there's stuff that
Famous.
True.
we haven't answered. Vio asks, "Are you gaming?"
I am.
You are.
I do be gaming from time to time. Not right now though. I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Whoa.
think any of us are gaming right now that I know of. All right, Liani, have you ever been on a podcast before or done a podcast?
Funny. I will say yes, but also no. I haven't been on a podcast, as in like this official. The closest thing I have done to a podcast was an assignment back in elementary school, where it's
Nice.
like you had to do like a podcast like in real time. You can't just record it.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing to a podcast. So not real. So that's
Okay.
it.
Funny story. The other day, one of my
Kinda.
students asked me because they're working on college essays, and one of their college like prompts was, if you were to like do a podcast, what would it be about, or like what kind of podcast would you host? And they're like, hey, what type of podcast do you host? Like, I was like, man, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Uh,
dude.
yeah.
Figure it out yourself.
Vio asked, whatever happened to Bill?
Okay, so that one is a very complicated way. Like actually, no, it's not really complicated. So how Bill? First of all, Bill came from a good friend of mine called Tommy K382.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good friend of mine. He was the one who actually introduced me. Actually, no, it was Swab who first introduced me to competitive. He made me try out for Tommy K3 for Tommy's team back in 20 like season 4, season 5ish, season 3ish, like around those seasons.
Yeah.
This was before this was the season before they added the starter items, like the blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had no idea how to play solo. This was the first time I played solo, because literally I was playing for 1 month playing solo, just pure Bellona, back when Bellona was broken at the time. Swab was like, I met Swab through a random casual. He invited me to the Discord, and then Tommy was looking for a solo laner. I said I'm down to try it, and then Swab's like, all right, sign him up, Tommy. Try it out. Apparently I did decent, and that the guy is basically the one who basically started my entire competitive career in comp scene. And a few days after we tried out, we were playing some casuals, and he's like, well, I can't just call you Liani. How about Bill?
Why couldn't he call you Liani?
Because he was too many vowels,
okay.
syllables,
guess.
syllables.
Wow,
Like he wanted
okay.
a short name, so instead of Liani, he wants it like one syllable, because like Kenny or like Teach or
Right.
Tommy
right.
or like something like
I
that.
mean, I guess. I mean, like,
I can see
I don't
that.
know.
He wanted something short, but like anyway, so that's fine. I don't remember if it was because I told him I was Mexican. That's why he told me Bill. Like I don't remember as well.
Interesting.
But that was basically how Bill came to life, and that stuck with me throughout my entire, like, as you guys knew me when you knew me was Bill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then recently, I decided to not go with Bill because my mental state at the time, like a few months before, from what it is now, it was very deteriorating, and I needed like a fresh, kind of like a fresh start.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't want
got
to
you.
become Bill because Bill was basically that character that everyone knew that time that basically was the negative, the person who didn't care about everyone else. Like I wanted to become my own character, like my own
Right.
self, instead of just going through a character person, like another person, so per
Right, right,
se.
right.
So
I
like
get what
Liani
you
for
mean.
me, I was like, I wanna become, I wanna become like, I wanna be myself. So just send me Liani again, like every time, like please. Like, if you guys
Yeah.
can, just Liani is basically better for me than Bill.
Yeah.
It's funny about the comp thing because that's like sort of like how I started off in comp. Like I was watching a stream and they're like, "Yo, we need a solo sub." And at that point, like I'd played Conquest like a handful of times. Like I'd been playing Smite for years. I just didn't really play
Mm.
Conquest because I didn't want to solo queue
Yeah.
it. Mostly because little kids in Conquest don't really mix. And I was like, "Yo, I'll fill if you guys need one." And I like jump in this into this scrim, no idea what I'm doing. Um, I play
Yeah.
like Jing Chin solo, and the team I'm subbing for was Bot G Girthworms. They had not beaten this opposing team, and I like popped off. Like apparently I was decent at shout calling, and like I stole Fire Giant against 5 people by myself with Jing Chin ult. Like I still have the clip. It is nuts.
Yeah.
I was actually soloing the opposing mid who was on Merlin as Jingchen. Like I was just popping off.
Nice.
But like, and like that's how I ended up in solo for so long. And like I don't mind solo. Like I play top lane in League. So I play like top and jungle, so it's pretty like easy to do that, but like it's been nice since I played solo for another team before I was like I don't want to play this role. Like I want to
Yeah.
try other roles and see like where I feel better at because like just being told to play solo and playing there was one split I think I played Amaterasu the entire split except for 2 games out of all of our sets. And those 2 games I played King Arthur into Circuit Ardio. We drafted that into Circuit Ardio. Huge feels bad. And I played Camazot's no boots in Diff the enemy solo laner. So fun times. Next question is, what kind of questions should we be asking?
Good question.
Just
Anyway,
Yeah, good question.
just question. Just question.
just questions that are allowed by the actual host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, people still play Smite. Yes.
Yes.
Apparently.
I play Smite. Hello.
Kenny says worst comp experience ever had.
Oh.
I have one for this, by the way.
Yeah.
You wanna go first?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I got this. Easy claps. Shout out to Hihe. I love you, bro. I will name you. Hihe is the solo laner I replaced on Bot G Girthworms. Shout out to 5662, the amount of player damage he did on Zonkui in a game. An entire game, 30 plus minutes. Zonkui solo, 5662.
How, dude?
Look, I'm not gonna BM Hiei because, and I did a little bit there, but like Hiei, I think was in a position where like he just didn't mesh with the team he was on, and it was unfortunate. He had a really hard time with several things. Not gonna get into that, but the man would never place wards, and I will say this: I broke through to him to put a sticky note on his monitor that said "Buy wards when you back," and he started buying wards. But I will never forget. There was two things in comp that I'll never forget from those days. And one day, I had went to Gold Fury to try to get it for us because like we were just getting diffed really hard, and I was ADC for a scrim or something, maybe a set. I was subbing, and I was trying to drop Gold Fury by myself. I got it down to like 10% health, and I get picked, and I lose Gold Fury. And he's going off on me about how like you can't be doing that, like you shouldn't be splitting 1v5 trying to get Gold Fury, blah blah blah. And I was like, look, man, I was just trying to do what I felt was best for the team, but along with that, like no one told me not to do it, right? And he was like, well, you're hurting us right now, blah blah blah. Okay, he's going off, yelling at me, and I'm a person that everybody gets one. All right, you get your one chance to say something dumb to me. And then you best believe I'm going to be saying some stupid stuff back. And we lose the game because this man, they had like
Here we go.
Fire Giant's down. He's on Nike. He runs to Gold Fury, which was a primal, not even an Oni. All 5 of them are on primal. He knows all 5 are there. Jumps in and dies. And we lose the game. And he said something smart, and I literally just goes, "You need to shut up right now." I said, "Because you just did what you literally told me not to do." Like you,
Yeah.
and I said, and the difference is like you threw the game. And that was probably the worst comp experience I've ever had. Like, I don't, because like that's the only time where I felt the need to actually yell back at somebody. And like, I sort of feel bad about it because I don't think he was necessarily deserving of it, but because he yelled at me, I yelled back at him. But and looking back at it, I'd probably still do the same thing because like it was just in the moment. Like you're in comp sometimes, like that's just how it is. Like it's in the moment.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you say things that you probably shouldn't say, and then there's a conversation afterwards. But that's probably my worst comp experience was that game. And like I said, it's no reason to BM Hihei. I think there was like a lot of animosity between players on that team, and he was the brunt of a lot of that. And his reaction to it wasn't good. Like he in the sense, so I think it just sucks. But he went on to play for other teams and did really well. But it was a different team atmosphere.
Yeah.
And like shout outs to him for that because that takes a lot of guts to be like, hey, I know on this team it came off that I was, rude or whatever, but like he turned it around and went to another team. So like I said, I don't want to BM him in any way. Like I know it sounds like I BM'd him a little bit, but like if anybody's listening from Bot G, you'll get the 5662 reference. Like it's an inside joke type of deal. It's a haha. But like I think he is like he legitimately did try when he went like and like do better. The other moment that I'll never forget, and this is just funny, like me, like so when I played a Bot G, it was me, Aces, Nev, Rick, and I think was it Gok that game? Gokinator? I don't remember who the 5th was. I think Gokinator was in that game. And Rick's on jungle. I think he's on like Thor. And he goes, "Guys, attack Gold Fury." And we're like, "Okay." And we all show up to Gold Fury and we just get mopped, dude. Like we are dead. Like we get 5v4 destroyed. Yeah. And we're like, and Rick's like, "Why were you guys there?" And we're like, "Dude, you called to go to Gold Fury." And he was like, "Oh, that was just one of those moments like I was like talking to myself or whatever." Yeah. And like he was like back at spawn, but it was just so funny because like we just all wiped. That wasn't my worst experience. That's just like a funny comp experience. So like I think about that from time to time because it was so funny. But no, I think like those are good questions though from Kenny. Worst comp experience. Like the first one was my worst one. The second one's just something funny that happened. I thought the need to share because it's so silly. Boss, do you have a worst comp experience you want to share?
I do. This was my first ever comp experience, so it might be a little bit biased, but basically, it was me, Bats. Okay. So I was subbing in for jungle, for Embers, right? And it was me, Bats, Chance, Clam, and someone else. I can't remember. And it wasn't even the games that I subbed in with. Like the games that I subbed for were completely fine. Like I actually enjoyed those. I felt like I performed pretty well. We ended up winning the set. It was the practice games. The practice games were the worst because this was the point where Tsukiyomi just released.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
And so like I didn't want to play Suku because
I can't play him in
the game. Yeah. And we were just getting run at by Sukus like the entire time. That and it was Chance and Clam expecting us to pull off like diamond level plays as like gold players. Uh, that was also rough.
Mm-hmm.
But the games actually went fine. I ended up playing Achilles solo, or not Achilles solo, Achilles jungle, both games, and basically just like going in, like blink stunning people, and just like setting up for the team, and
Nice.
that felt pretty good, especially as like a first comp experience.
I got you. I
Um,
got you.
Yeah.
that's basically
Um,
it though.
what was the question again? So
What's your
worst comp experience, right?
worst comp experience from Kenny?
All right, so there's a lot of them. No, anyway, I would just say like so most of the times, um, how can I say this? I had a lot of times where solo lane felt like I was like the winning condition
Yeah.
for some teams, so that felt super bad because I had to basically try hard even more than I should. Um, and so I had to play. So most of the times, and I've always been stuck in solo. And so for all comp experience, so there's never been a one time where it's like, oh, I'm not playing it. There's only like 1 month, if not 2 months at most, where I played ADC in comp.
Hmm.
Right.
And what happened was that most of the times there was one, oh, I remember. There was back in like 2 months ago, where, not 2 months ago, fucking 2 years. I was in a Goji, I remember. We had a player who was openly like there was some tension because the person was saying like, oh, like there was some gossip happening where like people were talking about this person's bad, this also person's bad, you know. So
Yeah.
that kind of felt like tense because the normally tends to be when teams are about to disband is when there's a lot of tension between players.
Hmm.
So when I'm like, okay, I don't kind of feel, you don't feel comfortable, so like plays are being like done incorrectly, and when there's someone does something bad, it's like, so when they explode on you, and be like, oh, but that's because you're bad and whatnot. It's like, well, chill, like I'm
Yeah.
trying to. So right now, this is something that even I am currently working on, and most teams I've been are trying to be is I'm trying to be more neutral, trying to be like, all right, just chill, let's move on. It's not, there's no need to really argue in teams, but like WorldCom experience was that, and also the team was kind of being more openly like problematic.
Yeah, I got you.
So that kind of was a problem, also a major problem. But even though like we were playing, and we were also that team was supposed to be like low plat or well mid plat to diamond 5, and we were playing against like screaming against masters, and we
Yeah,
were
that's
actually
rough.
like giving them a good game. So it
Yeah.
wasn't rough. It was just like tight. Like there were still good games because it was like learning. But
Yeah.
that's basically like bad worst comp experience.
Okay. We have what is your preferred gamer drink or food to get through your gaming sessions? Mine's water,
Water.
tea, or coffee. Yeah, yeah.
For
Mostly
me,
water though.
I tend to do so. Okay, controversial take. So I drink milk normally.
If
Like
I could drink that,
as it is, like
yeah,
as
yeah.
it is, like a glass of milk, I can just like take it
Oh no,
and drink
dude.
it as casually.
I love like ice cold
Um,
milk, dude. That slaps. I just can't drink it that often.
I can
Mm.
like I tend to have 3 bottles of water. And like was it like 500 milliliters of
Yeah.
water? My bottles. I have always tend to have
Yeah.
3 bottles of them in my desk. Sometimes when I tend to scrim, I try to have at least a Gatorade.
Dude, I drink
Hmm.
like 3,000 milliliters a day, at least of
That's
water.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
just try and
It's so
finish. I
dumb,
try to
dude.
finish 1.5 a day.
Yeah.
But that's basically my gamer drinks.
Food wise, it just depends. It just depends on what I feel like
Food,
snacking on.
Oreos, if it's
Dude,
with
Oreos
milk.
slap.
True. Oreos do
That's
slap.
sometimes I was eating M&Ms.
Dude, we have Reese's
Fog.
Pieces in the house right now. Reese's Pieces are so good. No one's changing my mind. They're so good.
They are, dude.
I don't remember what else. Oh yeah, and some like maybe some chips, like some Ruffles.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pringles are pretty good.
Pringles
they
are
are.
also good,
All right.
especially the
Mine,
pizza flavor ones.
mine is definitely just like Pringles and Oreos, like for sure.
All right. All right. What
Uh,
games are you improving on or grinding the most?
Currently, I think I would say I'm grinding more so on New World right now because server transfers are happening. Therefore, I move over to the same server as Jesse and Gilly, which were the only
Mm,
ones that were able to transfer to the server in New World. And I've been trying to play with them almost every night just to help them as well as level, get some gear and stuff for my own, get some crafting. Um, and on Smite, I also tend to play like a lot. As you guys see, I tend to play. I mean, I can't really like slack off when it comes to being in competitive scene or competitive team. You can't
yeah.
just like slack off. You have to play like some stuff, like some sort of like play like games, at least
Mm-hmm.
for a small bit every day. So it's not like, oh, I'll play like one or three games a day at least, but still try
Yeah.
and perfect what I need to. For example, like if you guys see me, oh, I play new one. Well, not really. I like sure I can play the new one, but like there are some picks that I kind of don't play. But then once I pick them, I just pop off like the Nike. I don't play her, but when I
Mm-hmm.
picked her in the bulb set, I kind of popped off. Um,
True.
Another game I've been trying to grind, but I'm like casually grinding, is Back for Blood. Um, a few months ago, I would have been grinding, um, Guilty Gear Strive, which is a fighting game.
True.
That's a good game, to be honest. Like, it has
Yeah.
good netcode and everything, so very good.
Yeah.
If you want to try it out, go ahead. It's very good. I think the last few months also, a friend of mine wanted to get me back on the Smash Bros. Ultimate grind, like practice with him.
Yeah.
And the problem is, most of the people that I know that are from the Smash Bros. Ultimate scene are basically PR, which is the PR ranking, like best players in the state, basically top 50.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know most of the people who are, if not top 10, top 5 best players in my entire state. And they're the ones who are
Gotcha.
like, hey, let's practice. I'm like, mate, I do not know how to play the game.
Yeah.
I'm just combo food. And they're like, no, 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 like
You're
hear
just
me
like
out.
smash. You're like smash up,
Yeah,
side
yeah, dude.
smash.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
no.
I know how to play. I just like not
Yeah.
to the up to par with them. Like
No,
I know
I
some
get it.
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
Like
I
at
used to
least I
play
know
some
the general
circuit stuff
stuff.
here, but like it's a whole nother ball game when you get to that
Oh
level.
yeah.
All right.
That's about the grind I got, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm grinding the same stuff. There's nothing for me to really mention
Mm-hmm.
there. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I've just kind of been grinding like Brawl. I'm trying to grind out the Battle Pass. Like, I would focus a lot more on ranked, but right now my internet's so bad that ping is like literally keeping me from doing the combos I need to win,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
and it
Oh,
sucks.
that sucks when you have so much lag
Yeah,
in games.
I
Like in
know.
most games anyway, like overall, because like you have
Um,
like you can be like, oh, I want to do this small combo. Oh, for example, like in Smash, the internet, the network code is
yeah,
so laggy, dude. Like
it
there's actually,
is.
that's
Yeah,
why there's literally a net like online tier list compared to offline tier list.
yeah,
yeah, it's
And
wild. I don't
yeah,
understand how that game. I don't understand how Nintendo allows that to be that way.
I
and
know
there's
it's
even a
wild.
lot more, there's a lot more problems with the game and Nintendo, but that's
Yeah,
really like we can sit here and talk about it and it will take us like 2 hours.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Next one is how do you continue to learn or improve in order to stay on top of things within your role?
How do you learn? Ooh, that's, oh god.
I just say
um
like I think there's just a lot of practice involved in finding like
there's
Yeah.
it's
it's like
so
practice and watching stuff.
you have to practice a, like so for me, I'm more hands-on when it comes to doing stuff like learning, so I can just like watch and be like, ah, yes, I know the guide. Like I can just like
Right.
watch a guide, a
Yeah.
YouTube video, and learn it. I have to actually, for me to do it, I have to do it on myself,
Yeah.
on like on my own to do it. Get into a casual game and do it. That's why, whenever you guys are like, hey, let's play some Smite, I'm like, no, I want to do casuals. Like if you're going to play Smite with me, that's why there's a meme with me. It's like, oh, Liani only plays Conquest. That's the main reason. Is because it's the only way I can practice. People
Yeah,
are like, oh, but
I get it.
like Clash. I'm like, I don't learn anything from Clash. I don't learn if I'm in a competitive
Yeah,
experience.
exactly.
I want to be scrimming as much as I can. If I want to be in a competitive experience, I want to be playing the meta as well as trying out stuff that isn't meta. For example, the approach, the Nike, stuff that don't work but are annoying and are good enough to be played. Um,
Yeah.
For also I tend to watch SPL from time to time, see what the pros are building, see what picks are being built. Because like for example, like Cthulhu, people will be like, oh, like Cthulhu sucks, and then look at what's happening now. Before Warring Sigil meta, Cthulhu used to be second best, in my opinion, used to be the second best soul lane in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one being Ardio.
Yeah.
Like hands down, Ardio is still probably one of the top tiers. Cthulhu works also very real because you have the Water Axe and also you have that inherited mitigations from your passive. You have a ton of CC. You have a ton of like damage as well. You can dish out. Like a good example would be if you're level 7 as a Cthulhu, you rotate to mid with Warrior Axe. You can do 50% of the mid's damage of the mid's HP with just Warrior Axe and your one.
Yeah.
Like that's how insane. That's how much damage it does. But I do tend to watch a lot of the like if I'm willing to learn and see what's happening. That's how I do. I also try to see like what others are building, or like how others are doing their playstyle. Tends to be like as a Masters players, they tend to have a lot of practice, a lot of matchup experience overall. It's very difficult. I'm gonna be honest to like as you're learning, it gets kind of more difficult and more difficult as new characters get out, but you get very used to it, so it's not as difficult as a learning experience. For example, if you're a gold player in solo and you're trying to learn all the matchups, it's gonna take you a long time to learn it. Like it's not something you just learn in a month. It takes years at most.
Yeah.
Like I'll say it takes years, but it also takes at least if you dedicate every day of 1 year to just learn to just queue solo, play the character you like. That's generally this is my best tip to give to everyone who wants to play solo. Play the best character you like any character, like in solo. See the meta tier list in solo, right? Let's say for example Ardio, right? Pick Ardio, spam Ardio in casuals, just spam it. Like play it every time, because what's going to happen is that you're gonna learn how to play Ardio, which is a good pick, and then you're also gonna learn the matchup experiences.
Yep.
Against, for example, Ardio against Gilgamesh, you're gonna learn how to play against a Gilgamesh as Ardio. You're gonna learn how to play against Kinorto as Ardio. You're gonna have to play against X, Y, C characters as the character you love. That's how it is.
If you're looking to learn how to build, like I found Duel to be the best way to learn how to counter build people, because like it forces you to look at their build. Like obviously it is drastically different than Conquest. Obviously there's that. But like Duel does teach you about picks and bans and why they matter. It teaches you how to play in counter matchups because you might end up in one. But it also teaches you how to make sure to hit the tab button and look at their build and counter build as well.
Yeah. It's also like in solo, you had to learn the warding, you had to learn cooldown timers, you had to learn blue buff timers. Like you have to learn everything from from mid to solo side of the jungle. But you also have to look around. Like once you get higher and higher, you're gonna start looking more at the map. You're gonna start looking more at like this character is going towards this. Then like you're assuming, okay, well my blue buff's coming in a few seconds, and he came to my lane earlier than me. That means he's going to his blue buff right now, and it goes there and there. You can make some decision makings. I tend to play more of an aggressive role, so that's why I tend to push a lead, try to get a lead, and if I'm not, then I'll just play super passive and see what goes from there. But like it takes, like I said, it takes a lot of matchup experience. It takes a lot of like training beforehand. You have to succumb yourself to learn if how many guns are there? Like 100, more than 118.
Right?
I can check. Yeah, 117.
Okay, I knew it was 17 or 18.
Yeah. So
I
you have to learn.
Cliodhna was 17 or 18.
You have to learn 117, like almost 117 matchups in solo lane to at least be like, I know how to play against everything. You're not gonna learn everything perfectly. I'll say this too. You're not gonna learn everything as it is. You're still gonna struggle like knowing the matchups because there's different play styles as well.
Yeah.
Like there's the aggressive. I'm gonna play aggressive as hell. Hercules. I'm gonna play aggressive. Cthulhu. I might just play actually passive Sobek. I might just play passive Afro or aggro Afro. You don't know. Like that's the thing. You have to already infer where you're trying to go, and also just from knowing what's going on. That's why every time I play casuals with with Blaze and them, I'm like, okay, most likely it's gonna be this character. I already know what I'm going for. Buy this
Right.
item. If it's a healer, I buy this. If I did this, and like bam, like I know what to do and I know what to tell them to do and exactly whatnot. So it takes a lot of experience, takes a lot of game knowledge, in-game knowledge on how to play the game itself. So it's not like easy, but it's super difficult. It goes in depth as much as many other games. Like the higher you go, the more knowledge you're gonna have, the more mid max you're going. For example, like in any MMO, any MOBA, any fighting game, you're gonna learn more stuff instead of just pressing buttons and see if it works. Instead of being a meta slave where you're just not gonna think and just follow the build, you're gonna actually be thinking about, okay, a good example is healers. When you're going against healers, most players tend to not understand how to build anti-heal and do not build anti-heal because they're like, well, I'm still gonna do damage.
Yeah.
No, the problem. That's why you see supporters go pestilence because it's just a counter. You're counter building.
Well, not only that, like people don't understand which roles need to buy anti-heal more than others. I mean, it's a huge problem.
Exactly.
It just falls into that spectrum. Like saying, like game knowledge and knowing when not to buy anti-heal, when to buy spectral, which is the anti-crit item, when to buy thorns, when to buy blink, when to buy beats. Like a lot of things are just like when.
Yeah.
When do I need to know?
You just have to pay attention to your matchups.
Yeah.
All right, next question I can answer for you because it's super easy. What's been the biggest failure in last year in terms of MMOs, and why do you think they flopped and how they did? WoW, because of their patches and because Blizzard lawsuits.
True.
Boom. Easy claps.
I'll say World of Warcraft. I'll say like I don't know, like was there an MMO last year that came out?
No,
right?
they just mean in the last year in terms of MMOs. What's the biggest flaw? I mean, like, I guess if we're talking about like new MMOs, see the thing I would say Crowfall in some aspects because like, but like Crowfall didn't have a huge audience, so like to say it's the biggest flop, no.
Yeah,
but
no.
like,
The biggest failure right now is
it's
like
New
you said,
World.
it's World of Warcraft. Right now, it's going to be New World if they keep messing it
but-
up. But like at the moment we're in World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
where
WoW easily takes that in my opinion.
Why they think that they flopped and how they why do you think they did? Is
their
because
patches and Blizzard lawsuits.
So there's no roadmap, by the way, for World of Warcraft. I'm gonna let you guys this. There's no roadmap, so there's no knowing, or there's no telling when there's a new patch coming. People tend to be like, oh well, basically for 6 months after it tends to be like 4 months. There's a new patch.
We talked about this as an issue with New World.
Yeah. So this expansion, which is Shadowlands, here's what happened. It came out right on November. Yeah, it came out like November of last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't play it because
it came out on November. I remember it was like last week of November, like last 2 weeks.
I know they'd pushed it back from its original release date.
Here's
so
what
November
happened.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Until July, like the first week, the last week of June, was when they released the next major content patch.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Just so you know, and there's only
Yeah.
one raid, and it was basically the base game of the expansion. There was nothing else, and that's how much it was so slow, and people were dying out and game bored for the game. Game came out with the new, then the new content came out. People were still pissed because there's a lot of bugs that they came out where they didn't listen to community feedback that even they said like the community gave them from the closed beta and alpha, like from the betas of the expansion, from the testing. They didn't pay attention to them. They ignored them and still ran with the idea. Like one of the biggest issues that the game suffers now is there's a system which is called covenants, kind of like how New World is, right? Where you pick a faction. But the thing is, each faction, imagine if Covenant gave you a specific ability for Covenant.
Yeah.
Imagine if Syndicate gave you a Syndicate ability. If Marauders gave you ability, right? But like for each class, it's like Ice Gauntlet will get a specific Syndicate ability, same for Covenant and Marauder. So like you'll basically be like, hey, I'm looking for a Marauder Ice Gauntlet mage because they do better DPS than a Covenant Ice Gauntlet player.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
But the problem is, here's the worst problem. You couldn't swap.
Right.
You could, but the thing is, it was at least once a week. so you can just swap freely. Now, luckily, in the new patch that's coming out, which is 9.1.5, which is coming like November 11th, it's basically a bunch of quality of life patches, as well as a ton of over censoring on the game, which is a negative. They're basically making it so like if you reach a higher reputation with said faction, you can swap freely on all characters.
That's good.
So the issue is still there. Where like they're because they were claiming that these systems were gonna be balanced, and they didn't balance it. So like for example, a good example would be tanks. Like any tank, doesn't matter. You had to play Kyrian because it had a covenant ability where it removed all debuffs.
Oh.
So like any bleeds, any poisons, any diseases, like any dot or debuff, like you just drink a consumable and it's like, all right, they just cleanse. They cleanses it. So basically, and obviously you had your covenant class ability, specific ability, right? But like that was a general for all who chose Kyrian. Is that there was one servant who gave you a potion, and that potion would cleanse all debuffs. So tanks, this was the broken. It was, and they still are bad game designs because there's so many systems, and the game forces you to keep playing. There's not any reason for you to like. For me, let's say that if I join back into playing WoW, which I quit like 2 months ago, like 3 months ago, I don't remember, back in July. If I joined back in, I basically would have been irrelevant.
Right, because you're so far behind.
Because it's so far behind, and the catch-up game is so difficult.
Yeah, that's the one thing that keeps me away from playing WoW. Well, not now, but before, but like now,
right
now there's
you're
many
still
issues.
Forced. Even then, like you're still forced to play catch up instead of just you had to wait until an actual content patch. Like if you fall behind in a content patch, you might as well just wait until the next year, which is really a new content patch. And it's like, all right, well, there's new like catch up mechanic, but like there's really very short on catch up mechanics right now. Like it's very bad. The legendary system still very poorly. They're trying to fix it, but like the problem is that it's so. For the legendary system, how it is that they made it so crafters could make the gear piece, right? So you can craft it, whether it's be like cloth or like let's say light, heavy, and medium. You had to grind a system to get a specific currency to make the legendary. So not only do you have to waste gold, so let's say a legendary on your world, like just the base item, let's say the boots, right? You want to make a boots. It will cost you 5,000 coins to get at least the gear piece that you want to get the legendary on. You then had to grind, let's say, Armine, which is only which is the only way for you to get the specific currency or like resource for you to upgrade for you to actually craft it.
Right. It's a mess, dude.
Yeah, which by the way, it is locked before this update came out, 9.1, you could only do it twice a week.
Yeah.
So you had to wait up for the highest iron level
and a time
sink. It is gold. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it is basically you were chores. It was just chores for you to do. You had to grind for gold. You had to grind on Torghast, which is the system they have for Soul Ash, which is the legendary resource they need. Or if you really want to, you can just like craft it yourself. But then again, it takes a lot of resources and a lot of time. So it's like, why would I? It's not like New World is like easily able to get everything crafted, right?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say another reason we know it's the biggest flop is because of the amount of large names that left the scene for World of Warcraft.
There's
like
it's not even I would say
the player base is already dropping anyway.
Yeah, the thing is that the reason why that happened is because they were getting frustrated with for example, a good example is Asmongold.
Yeah, I mean, like he's getting frustrated not only with the game systems,
with the game, but also the developers because they don't listen to community feedback. And he's like, dude, we've been telling you guys from the beginning of the expansion, this is wrong, this is good, please fix this, please. And they're like, what? No, we can fix it. And it's like, no, you cannot fix them.
Yeah.
They really created.
They just wanted to drag people along.
Yeah, they want to drag people along and be like, no, it works. Come on, like we can still make it.
No.
It's like no, like people got in like tired of their lies, recently when 9.1 hit, and they're like, we're done. Like we're done listening to your lies. We're done like trusting you guys. We're gonna move over to Final Fantasy 14,
which is a much better game.
which is a much better MMO, and look what's happened. WoW legit just died. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
like right now, I'm a when they did the investors showcase, they had nothing to say to the investors about World of Warcraft.
No, I'm sure they didn't. And like they
No,
have a lot.
they
they're
showed the
gonna-
PowerPoint
but like
slide,
they're
and it
gonna
said-
have. They're gonna have issue pitching anything at Blizzard right now, given their
And-
current circumstances. Like
and right
they
now,
have no
Yeah.
business
Even
releasing
then,
a game.
They have their new
They really
game,
don't.
well, new game in quotes, which is classic TBC, which is just like a like old version of a WoW expansion, just
Yeah.
current, just make it a current on their own server instead
Yeah.
of playing
It-
on other
yeah.
areas.
Garbage.
That game at the moment, like that version, is filled with bots.
Yeah.
So like you can see people just farming for gold, farming for mats, and it's like doing exploits and not getting caught
Yeah.
because there's no GMs on the server, on the game. Illy,
Yeah.
there's no, so
Beautiful.
like 80%. So like you can, there's really a video where it shows that there's in his server, 50% of the player base are all bots.
Hey, you know that's
And it's always
that's
and it's
almost as
and
much as
by the
Realm,
way,
and Realm's a
by the
better
way,
game.
just saying,
True.
just so you know, the server is filled with 100 people.
Oh, that's beautiful, dude.
So like 50, so there's 50 bots and 50 people who are level 70, who are max level, and Leo like they're just the diehard fans who
That's
actually just like grind to do the current raid, and that's it. So like again, that game, that's normally what happens with these like old expansions being revisited, whereas that's in my opinion
Yeah.
where they sure it's like the nostalgia, but then
Yeah, for a little bit.
yeah,
And
but
then you're
like,
actually
this
gear
is-
grind.
yeah, you're game grinding. You do it. It's like, oh, I remember this raid. I remember this. You do it. It's like, all right, I'm done. Like, we're done, right? Like, okay, fine. Bye.
Yeah,
bye.
and then you
Like,
move
you
on.
grind for a third raid, and then it's like after the first month, it's like every MMO.
Mhm.
After the first month, you're done. Which is one of the problems with these things, which is like revisiting old expansions as current, is that you already know what is going to be releasing afterwards.
Right.
There's no like we're gonna add something different. We're gonna add
No, it's
more like
it's
extra.
recycled
It's just like
content.
yeah, it's just recycled, just revisited, play it again, that's it. Boom. Once you reach the last raid, the last content patch, that's it. Bye bye. Pack it up. That's our money. That's free money. That's
Yep.
really what everyone was saying. It's just a cash
I mean,
grab for
it's the
people to
same
watch it again.
thing. It's the same thing with Diablo 2 Resurrected. Like it's a way to.
Yeah, but like Diablo 2 Resurrected at least
Yeah.
made it better. Whereas
I
this
mean,
one's
no,
like,
but my
there-
point is
there's-
like they are recycling content because they can make a bunch of money off of it. It's
Oh,
not
yeah, but this
it's
one
not
is
a new
worse.
game.
Yeah.
It's not a new, and I get
Yeah,
it's worse,
it's
but
not.
my point is like it's not a new game. There's no added content. There's added visuals,
oh, yeah.
but like it's just a way for them to make a bunch of money. And as much as I would love to keep crapping on Blizzard because of how Activision is at the moment, we should probably move on to our next question
Yeah.
because we are deep into the podcast at this
True, we
point. What's a game you thought you liked but actually hated? Oh god, dude.
Oh god, there's a lot.
I don't know,
Okay.
dude. I don't have one
Alright.
right now.
I have one.
You do? Okay, hit me with it while I try to think.
Binding of Isaac.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. That
my
game's sick.
God. Oh yeah, it's fun. The controls are so bad though.
Nah, dude, that game's sick.
For I guess like
Actually,
you
I
have
have an
to
answer to
imagine,
this.
Like coming from like playing stuff like Enter the Gungeon, where the combat in like movement is a lot smoother.
I guess.
Playing on a axis of only being able to move up, down, left, and right hurts a lot.
My answer is a game. Okay, so like I like this game, but I sometimes hate to play it because it's so difficult, and that's Escape from Tarkov. Because it is pain.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't like it's not that I hate the game, but like holy it like I'll sometimes I'll just be like I'm not playing that anymore and I just won't play it for months.
I'll say mine. Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh my god, dude. I haven't finished that. Okay, I believe that.
So that game is such a interesting game to like see how
Yes.
it developed.
Mm-hmm.
But like you'll be like it's so surprising how the community feedback came from. Like I played it, it's like I can see it. It's fun. It's interesting, right? Like the leveling system is good. I like how the systems were, but I hated it because it didn't had it didn't like meet the expectations that most of us were expecting as Pokemon fans. Like
No,
we didn't
like
have the
Yeah.
Pokédex,
it had
which
some
is
cool
like okay, it's whatever.
systems,
They had some
but
cool systems, but
but like it is missing stuff for hardcore fans. Like we got rid of
yeah.
like IV training and stuff, right? Like
IV trading. They
Yeah.
also like at the start there was almost no Pokemon from like the national dex wasn't a thing. So like
yeah.
you couldn't have all the Pokemon, and the graphics itself was very poorly done. Like you like a good example. Look at Breath of the Wild.
Dude, Breath of
That
the
game
Wild's
is
such a
Oh,
beautiful.
so
That
good,
game
such a
is
game.
beautiful. That game is beautiful. Like since day one came out, and as much as people want to say like, oh, it's already boring. No, dude, like that game's good as it is. Like the game
Yes,
Yeah.
that game's so good.
broke the game's so good it can very much be the game of the console.
No, 100%. And like I don't even know,
Probably,
like
yeah.
I don't even know how Get Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna stand up to the first one. Okay. Jesse keeps hitting us with these difficult questions. What's a game you didn't expect to enjoy but ended up liking?
Nino Kuni.
Dude, I could feel that as a vibe. I get that. You know, I
Oh,
I didn't think I was gonna enjoy For the King as much as I do, but like
yeah.
I like that game. It's pretty cool.
I
So,
Do you...
then Go ahead.
hear me out. Warhammer Vermintide 2, dude.
I haven't played the second one, but I could see
This
that too.
game, like, it's so fun because it's so satisfying to, like, learn, like, I guess, like, the min-maxing combos and strats that you can do. And to just, like, speed run through, like, hordes of enemies. And just,
Yeah.
like, going for headshots, like, one-shot headshotting stuff off, like, four-manning a boss that usually takes, like, normal players, like, hours to beat. And it's just, like, I don't know, something about the min-maxing of this game is just so fun to me.
So this going back on the on the last question because I now remember now you brought a memory back to me. I hate Vermintide. I
Yes,
bought it.
dude.
I bought it because like my friends like, oh, we wanna play it, and I'm like, okay, I'll play it for like 40 minutes. I hate it because like I can play Live 4 Dead. I can
Yeah.
really just go back to
Yeah.
Live 4 Dead
Vermintide's
and get the same
yeah.
experience. The
I see
first
that.
Vermintide, and then I hated myself because literally the next day I'm like DMing message Steam and ask for a refund. They're like, no. So I'm just stuck with the bad game on my Steam
No.
library that I cannot release. So I'm just
Yeah.
stuck with a bad game in my library. So I'm like, cool. But like Ni no Kuni didn't expect it to enjoy because it was a JRPG which is very weird in a sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Ni
it
no
is.
Kuni
It's definitely
it's
different.
it's very different. I played both games. I finished both of them. They're very cool. They're from not the same art style, which is Studio Ghibli.
Mm-hmm. They're really well
It's
done.
they're really well done. They're very cool. They're very chilled, and they're also like very kind. I'll say wholesome. It's like a Studio Ghibli vibe. So like the first one does have animations from Studio Ghibli. The second one I don't think it has very few ones. Like it's not as
Uh-huh.
like it didn't have the strong presence of Studio Ghibli animation as the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But like the first one, you can play it and you have the same like all the cinematics, all the animations, the cutscenes have that like that the Studio Ghibli vibe. Like there's the same.
Yeah,
You can
it's
sense
really
that it
good.
has Studio Ghibli, so it's
Yeah.
very
I think
good.
the first one won Game of the Year awards in a couple different places.
I don't think it won Game of the Year, but like it did won some awards.
I swear it won Game of the Year somewhere. Obviously not like for the Game Awards, but
No.
somewhere else it did.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is what or who got you into video games in the first place? I've been playing games since I was like 4. So on my grandma's
That's-
Atari.
I'll say
hard.
I'll say my parents as well, like my entire family, because I remember he's the closest, like the youngest, the earliest memory I can remember is so here in Mexico we had our a big giant black CRTV right?
Mhm.
In my parents' room.
Uh-huh.
It was on the floor. There was back then when Mario Sunshine was out on the GameCube, and I was super young at the time. And I remember because my dad was cutting my hair off, and my siblings were playing Mario Sunshine. I was crying because I wanted to because my parents were like, "You cannot watch it," because my dad was blocking the way, and that was the only entertainment I was having. I was crying because I wanted to get closer and actually watch. But
Yeah.
like super interested into playing video games. So my entire family, like my dad was a gamer. Both of my siblings are all of us are play video games.
Yeah.
My dad obviously is has grown, so he's more so into other stuff than video games anymore. So, but yeah,
What do you got, boss?
Yeah.
Or do you have an
Um,
answer?
I do actually. So growing up, um, we had like computers that were like pretty old and couldn't run super high textured games. We also had a Super Nintendo console. And oh my god, my first game that I think I ever played on that, well, I guess the first two games was Super Mario World and Super Mario RPG.
Dude, Super Mario RPG is so good.
Oh
oh,
my
that game's
god, dude.
so good.
Those games were amazing.
I
And
have a
that's
physical
actually what
copy of
started
that.
me like yeah, we used to. I'm sure we have it somewhere around here. Like the cartridge and everything,
Yeah,
man.
I love it, dude.
Um and after that, like my first like true MMO was actually Wizard 101.
Gotcha.
That was what got me into the MMO
Mine was actually World
world.
of Warcraft.
Oh,
Wow.
MMO
Imagine.
wise, I tried out like World of Warcraft and stuff. The first MMO like I got really deep into was Guild Wars 2.
Mm,
And I had like I could talk about that for a while, but
You
I'm
want
not
to
going
know
to right
how I
now.
got into World of Warcraft?
how?
It's the stupidest thing ever.
A free trial
So
code for 14 days.
no, no. This is more embarrassing than what it is.
Okay.
There's a funny series called Bazinga. It is from Big Bang
Okay.
Theory. They're
Oh
playing
my
World
god, dude!
God,
I
I
knew
hate
that
you
as soon as
so
he said
much.
Bazinga, I knew where
I
it was
hate you
going,
so
and I
much.
now want to move on.
Yep. Anyways, enough said.
So
Next question,
and
please.
that was how I got into World of Warcraft.
Oh
And
god,
see,
dude.
no, but I think
Okay.
I don't know if Club Penguin counts as the first MMO, but sure.
Sure, why not, dude?
Why not, dude?
All right. This next question is a boss exclusive.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, which is your favorite battle cat? Which I actually started playing that today, so I don't have an opinion yet.
Oh God, VOY. Okay.
Just pick one,
I'm
dude.
gonna be honest. This is like the dumbest cat I've ever seen. Like, so Battle Cats, if you don't know, it's like a tower defense game, developed in Japan, and the cats are just supposed to be like stupid. Like
Wow,
the
you're calling
ideas
cats
that they come
stupid?
up with. Yes, I am, Liani. Do you
Wow.
know?
What is your favorite cat, boss?
It has to be iCat. It's just an apple with like tiny little
Oh my
legs coming out
god,
of it,
dude.
and it goes down the field. And its attack is it like the apple. There's a guy in the apple, right?
Oh my god.
And he basically like lifts open the apple and like splits it in half, and it's just Steve Jobs.
Oh my
It's
god,
just
dude.
Steve Jobs.
I can't. Can I say this joke?
Oh
And
Can I
no.
say the joke?
he
Say
just
go
does a little
ahead.
dance.
I
Go
can't
ahead.
believe Steve Jobs died from Ligma.
Okay. Moving
I
on.
can't believe Steve Jobs is in an apple, dude.
Okay.
Lick my balls.
So, oh Jesus. All right, so Vio comes in with another question, and we've kind of already talked about this. At least me and Liani talked about this today, actually. What advice would you
Yeah.
give to someone trying to get out of their current division in Smite
Get good.
solo queue? Oh wow, here we go. Are there
Okay.
certain roles or picks that work best for climbing? And I think when we talked about today, we said like jungle, support,
Jungle, support,
solo.
and then
Mid
it goes
ADC.
down mid AC. Yeah.
They're probably even for mid ADC, but like definitely jungle, support, solo.
Hmm.
Favorite memories from Lost Legion days. That's for
That's probably for me.
Yeah, it's not for me.
That one
Yeah.
is when, oh god. Okay, I remember. I remember this one very clearly. So this is when I started learning some Wukong solo. You know, my playstyle as some Wukong was ult in at 100% HP,
Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
and then I will ult out and say, "Guys, I did my job."
Wait, so you would ult in and then dash out?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude. All right, I don't want to know any more than that.
Okay.
That was the oh, and then also another joke. I don't know if it was from Lost Legion days, but like I remember maybe from the Goji when I was playing Soul ADC. I have the clip, and Tommy was playing support. He's playing Ama, I believe, and back then I was very bad at ADC. I couldn't hit autos. I got gamed upon by a Hui.
Aha, so nothing's changed.
Oh, yeah, so I
Yeah.
have a question, Liani. This is my question for you. How do you hit autos?
Ah, good question. So what you do is that you press your mouse, right? You see the guy, you see big boy, you see
Yeah.
big man,
Yeah,
and then you click.
Oh,
And then
I see.
What?
surprisingly,
It's so weird because like when I play
What?
support and I buy war flag and shoguns, like it's like when I get closer to you, you miss more autos when your attack speed
Listen.
goes up.
sometimes having a automatic rifle is more difficult to shoot than a pistol that only shoots one at a time.
Oh god, dude. All
I
right.
don't know what to tell you.
Next question is, how's are you doing?
Good formulated question, grammatically.
Good, I think.
Good. Yeah.
I'm
think
debating.
so.
I'm debating a lot right now.
I'm regretting my life choices, but
that
here
made
we
me almost
are.
choke on water, so I guess maybe not that great, but we're
It sounded
alive.
like the Loki saying,
All right.
"How's about ya?"
How's about you? And then Kenny comes in with, is Ymir Merlin duo lane your favorite?
Ah,
Nope.
the good old duo lane that me and Kenny invented when Merlin came out. There was this cool lane that we made where you know how Merlin's one
Yeah.
does more damage if it's frozen, if the guy's
Yes.
like slowed.
Yeah.
Of
So what me and
course.
so what I told Kenny was, Kenny, go Ymir. I will go Merlin ADC.
Oh my god.
And we would be losing lanes so hard that by the time I got the items,
Yeah.
I will be straight up shredding and feel like this guy is so far behind yet he's doing so much damage. I'm like, yeah, it's Merlin. Release Merlin, bitch.
Dude. Oh.
The funny
right.
thing is that was literally release Merlin too. You'd be able to get like 3 levels behind. You get an item online, and you just be like, haha, Merlin abilities.
So
have
that's why me and
filtered."
Kenny tend to do this duo, like Ymir Merlin duo lane, which works now because I'm actually better now at the game.
Yeah, I got you. All right. So we had another topic to talk about New World issues, but we're like 2 hours in, so I'm gonna save that for the next episode.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's at least a half an hour conversation, probably.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna move on to our random question, which I know the answer to because I asked this to my classes today because I was reading a news article and I was like, "There's
Oh.
no shot there's that many people." How many billionaires do you think there are in the U.S. alone?
Oh, definitely like 10,000.
10,000 billionaires, boss?
Ooh.
Probably. I
Oh
don't know.
my
dude.
God.
Yeah,
Alright,
my
li-
man
li-
just said.
Hey, alright, listen,
Leonie, give me
listen.
a real number, please.
Listen.
Ooh.
Alright.
A Mexican. I'll say. Yeah, so Donald Trump's one. Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
All right,
That's
just
another one.
pick
I'll
a
say
number.
10.
Okay,
No.
so
50.
okay. So Liani went with the approach that pretty much everybody except for 2 people in my classes went with today. And you went like way above.
Okay.
My man
listen,
said
dude,
double
there's
the
some
planet Earth.
Okay,
There's
anyway,
some
and aliens.
stingy bastards in the US.
Look,
All right,
614 in 2020, up to almost 700 now.
I
I still thought that was like wild, cause like I was thinking like, okay, like when I was like, if I was to guess without knowing, I probably would have guessed like in the 100, maybe 200 range, but like 600 to 700 people have $1 billion.
Yeah.
I mean,
That is
it doesn't have to
insane.
mean this doesn't mean that they can get like they are above the billion. They may just like borderline scrape the 1 billion.
So-
No. I like looked and like there are 614 people above $4 billion. I think.
Oh, 4 billion. Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Like
the-
they're a multi-billionaire. That's crazy.
The interesting thing about how they take into account those statistics, they also take the person's like net worth into account.
Well, yeah, because that is their worth.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, like, if they like own a company, they're already worth like millions.
See,
No,
here's
but
the
like,
thing,
but like,
right?
but like, it takes all assets. Like, if you take all the billionaires and you add them together, just in the U.S., it's $2.7 trillion.
Oh,
Okay, but here's the thing, okay? Hear me out,
Yeah.
hear me out. I would have known that if I had my 5G chip.
Oh my god, dude! I have a five. It was crazy. I went up to Nashville the other day.
That's
and
why
my
you
phone-
know. That's why you
but,
know.
But Liani, I drove up to Nashville the other day, right? I was on LTE on my way up there, and I got up there, and then I had 5G, and I was like, oh, my chip is working because I got the since I got that third shot, and like it just like supercharged it.
Oh, my man got the
Juicers,
6G.
Yeah, I had to make sure that I'm out in the sun for at least 2 hours to make sure it gets charged correctly. And then I'm
Oh, so
good to
you're
go.
solar.
Of
It's
course.
you have a solar panel on your head.
Yeah. They said I had to make sure it's either that or I got to plug in one of the two, and I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's
All right. Do we have any shout outs before we get out of here that we haven't shouted out yet at this point?
I have no idea.
All right, sick.
I don't know.
Shout
We'll
outs to
see-
my dog.
Yo, same shout out to my
You know what?
cats.
Oh my
Shout
God,
out to
dude.
Joe Biden.
Okay.
Shout out to
Joe.
Joe.
We're out of here. We'll see you later. See you next week.
Subscribe
Bye.
to Twitch Prime.
Yeah, be a Primer pal today over at twitch.tv/BlaiseMcBaine.
Yeah, dude. Prime.
Yeah,
Primer
if
game.
not, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what are you
come on,
really
dude.
doing?
Honestly.
Bye.
Bye.